my lovelies. Sup, my people. Hope you all are doing wonderfully, wonderfully well. Once again, I'd like to welcome you all to Unapologetically a Woman. So if today is your first time of joining me, please kindly note this is a woman's space and platform for changing all that is no longer acceptable. Oh yes. So people, without wasting much of your precious time, let's get started. Well, my people, you ready? Okay. Today, I will be talking about parental abuse and its significance within African community in the diaspora. Okay? Yes. My people, even if say for our culture na serious taboo and forbidden thing for pikin to grow up come dey beat im parents, that one no mean say e no dey happen for abroad wey we dey here. So e dey happen and e dey happen well. Many African children dey beat and abuse their parents, especially their mama for abroad. Oh yes, a lot of women or parents no fit talk wetin their eyes dey see and their body dey bear from their children. Okay, they no fit talk am, but e dey happen. Okay, so we always talk about every other kind of abuse, but parental abuse is one of the underreported and undertalked form of domestic violence, domestic abuse. You know, we dey talk about all kinds of abuse. We dey talk about spousal abuse, how man dey abuse him wife and him partner. We dey talk about children abuse and every kind of abuse. But e no common. E no common for us, e no common for us to talk about parental abuse. You know, e no common because na something wey people no usually dey talk about, either because they do not believe it exists due to the popular notion that children cannot abuse their parents. Nonetheless, it is prevalent like every other kind of abuse. It's just that most parents feel a sense of shame and humiliation to accept or talk about the abuse they experience from their own children. So the abuse dey happen and e dey happen well. E common for children to beat their parents for this part of the world. The only difference be say the parents dey feel humiliation, they feel shame. They no wan talk out say their pikin dey beat them. So because they no wan talk out, e make am difficult for these parents to fit seek for the help that they need to be able to get, a solution to their problems. Okay, especially in African communities where it is a big taboo, like I said before, to hear that your child or children are physically abusing you as a parent. It is not something you would want anyone to hear about due to the shame and blame, coupled with the African culture, the way we take it as Africans when we hear that, hey, you are beating your mother. A child is raising his or her hand to beat their mother. It's not something we want to talk about, especially in the African community. Because physically abusing your parents in Africa or in Nigerian culture is the biggest and unpardonable offense ever, and can be punishable by your parents laying a severe curse on you and your generation. And then family and community members will come together to beat the hell out of you, and then even fine you heavily for beating your parents. Okay? So, but nonetheless, elderly abuse also happens, whereby children deny their parents of financial support and all that. So there are other kinds of parental abuse, which is elderly abuse, whereby children are the ones in charge. They need to be the one to pay their parents rent, give their parents money for feeding and all that, and then they can deny their parents if you don't attend to what they want, or they tell you to do certain things and you refuse to do it. They will hold back their money so that you will suffer and die. So that is a different kind of abuse, but I'm going to focus on the more of the physical aspect of it today. Okay, so but that does not mean some of all this will not be coming up as we talk along. Anyways, let's talk about parental abuse on a general note. So for a more in-depth understanding of the subject matter, parental abuse is caused by the attempt of a teenager or young adult child intending to gain power and control over a parent. Okay, it's working. I always like to check. I don't want to be talking for nothing. So let us not get things convoluted, okay? These kinds of control and abuse are usually carried out against mothers more. Yes. So when you hear me saying parental abuse, sometimes it is not, men are not inclusive per se. They are not included per se, especially when it comes to the physical aspect of abuse. It's mostly mothers. Mothers are the ones that are mostly affected, that are mostly beaten by their children. Okay? So you know men, you know the African saying, say that mama breast na pikin till they play. You know if you go using papa brocos they play, where that one they happen. Okay? So when they grow up to a certain stage, now their mama they beat. You know, papa don't get that tolerance to sit down and make pikin they beat him. No. They don't get that tolerance. Okay, so except maybe when they don't old, they don't they elderly, like I said, then the pikin now be the sole provider. Now the pikin they feed them, and the pikin they take care of their hair. Only in that circumstances, now you go here say, okay, they physically they abuse papa, or psychologically they abuse father. But now mother, when you hear parental abuse, now mothers, now mostly they suffer from these kinds of abuses, especially mothers who take care of their children alone, so provider mothers, as in aka, single mothers, which is not the right term. I hate using that word, so but I'll prefer to say sole providers, mothers who are sole providers. They are the one who go through abuses more, So, which means women, like I said, suffer far more of physical abuse from their children than men. As it is not common, as it is not common for fathers to go through that physical abuse experience, except maybe psychological or on financial ground, like I already said, when they are old and they cannot take care of themselves. So parental abuse can come in form of physical, psychological, financial, and otherwise. It can happen in any family. So it is not necessarily associated with ethnic background, social, economic status or class, or sexual orientation, or whether you are a male or female child. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the gender your child is. You know, any child or gender can abuse their parents. These kinds of abuses happens when children start resisting towards parental authority as they transition from being dependent to independence, and parental control becomes unhealthy for them. So all this kind of abuse usually, take place or start happening when children, they are now becoming, when they are transitioning from being dependent to becoming independent. So they think they are growing up. So you can no longer tell them certain things or put them under certain rules. So it's no longer healthy for them to take orders from you. So they become rebellious and they become insubordinate, and then some of them can go physical. Okay, so yes, some of them can go physical, like I said. So, but let us not forget too that the system here, they give us the system for abroad. They give parents that's plenty right to take authority over their children. Parents are sometimes very afraid to take parental action for fear of going to jail. Which means here you can do certain things and your child will make sure they put your ass in kirikiri. So parents are afraid. They are afraid to be parents because children have rights. And the way we raise children in Africa is different from the way we are raising children in this part of the world. So, but guess what? That same system will make you powerless as a parent when the pikin is small. Now that same system go come carry the pikin when the pikin don dey 16, between 16 to 20 years old. Go put for jail. You understand? But by that time, water don already pass garri. So when they restrict you as a parent from taking parental action against your children when they're small, because now this society, now their level be that. And then you too, you're kind of powerless. Your hands are tied. You cannot do what you want to do as a parent. So you go decide to leave the children to their own fate. And when that pikin don't reach between maybe 14 even, 16 or 20, between that age range, the same system wey tie your hand before say you no fit do certain things. Now that same system go come carry the children go put for jail. And then they go still blame you, say you not train am well. Meanwhile, when you want train am when e dey grow, they say no, you not get the right to train am the way you like to train am. Okay? So sometimes parents' hands are tied. They cannot do otherwise. My lovelies, the effects of being abused by your own child is profoundly painful and may even cause indescribable psychological problems. You could have health problems. You may fall into health challenges and problems because of the pains you are going through, just knowing that you are being abused by your own child. And then you can feel shame, you can feel guilt, and then you can feel despair. And to think that if you go and tell somebody about the experiences you are having at home with your own child, they will laugh at you, they will blame you, they will shame you for being a bad and incompetent parent. So that alone, you are scared to go and discuss it with anybody. Excuse me. Excuse me. Which means you are the reason why your child is beating you up. You totally failed as a parent. So that fear of saying, okay, if I go and tell my friend or I go and tell my family members who can come to my rescue, they will laugh at me and say, oh, it's your fault. It's because you didn't train that child well. That's why the child is beating you up. It's your fault. You failed as a parent. That is why the child is beating you. So just to avoid all those disgrace, you will decide to continue to tolerate that abuse, which will further fuel the child to continue to maltreat you. It will make that maltreatment to flourish because you are not reporting. Well, all this silence, like hiding it from public eyes and from friends and family members, is very, very dangerous. Yes, because some parents tend to hide it from all their social circle, like I was trying to say before, and then not until death occur and the police is called before people will now know that, wow, that child has been abusing his or her parents. Excuse me. Or before they will come and know, oh, that woman died. We've seen a lot on TV where children will kill their mom and cut their head and take it and be rolling it in the street. We've seen a lot on TV. Okay? So this did not just start the day the child decided to behead the mother. The abuse have been going on, but you'll be surprised that woman was not reporting due to shame, due to blame. So they don't feel disgrace and say, oh, it's because I didn't do my duty as a parent. That is why things are like this with my child. So not until something very disastrous, something like death will happen, nobody will know that that particular parent has been going through abuse from the hands of their own child. Anyways, you see that popular belief that because a child was abused before, that is why they are now being abusive themselves, does not apply in all cases. No, it does not. Okay? Some abusive children had a very normal and loving life with very caring parents who spoilt and pet them to rotting. Oh yes. Some abusive children you see today, they had very normal and loving parents, caring parents who spoilt and pet them to rotting. Because the idea of giving a child everything they need and making them feel they can act in certain ways and not get consequences, it's one of the causes why child, you train them, you love them, you care for them, you pet them, and then it gets to an extent they not demand for your head and your eyes. Because you brought them up, making them to understand that there is no consequences for certain behavior. So my people, my lovelies, some of the things where they cause parental abuse and parents beating, now I won't mention now. So if we know some of the things where if we make pikin, trigger pikin to come they raise up hand, they beat him mama and him papa, it go help us to know how we go to draw the line before you reach that stage. Okay, so one of the causes where they make children they beat their parents physically, raise up hand, they beat their mama, now be when children are growing up, and beginning to have problematic adolescent behavior, you need to draw the line before it gets to that stage. So you see, when they start growing up, they don't get that problematic adolescent behavior where they think say, okay, I don't be woman, my man no fit talk to me, my pa no fit talk to me, I don't be man, I get boyfriend, I get girlfriend and all that. So yes, I don't big past my parents. So all those things that challenge during that stage where children they grow before they come finally be that full adults, it make them become they rebellious. They try to not listen to authority figure. Things say okay, they don't big, they don't join, they go out, they smoke, they do this, Say yes, my father going to talk to me, I be grown ass person. All those on now there they start from there too. Another thing wey dey cause children to dey rebellious to the extent they beat their parents, not dey lis ten and all that, na mental illness. You know say for our society we no believe say things dey affect people. No, when we say mental illness, we believe say the person don suppose to dey kolo for street, suppose don remove cloth, you know. If na for Edo State, dem don carry am go Oselu, all that back in the day, na that one that we know as mental illness. We no understand say people dey go through unknown trauma. Unknown trauma, especially for this part of the world where we dey raise children, we dey send them go school, where there's a lot of racists for school. If you no go school here, you no go know wetin dey. Even me as old person wey go school for here, I know wetin my eye see. They take my eye see, because na from school that racism dey start. When the children small, na there they tell them say you no suppose finish school, you no go reach anything, who be you? Na there they make school tire them. You go come sit them, they'll come sit down for house. But you now, you know say we Africans, they say you no wan go school, you know they read, you know they do your homework. We go put pressure on the children without checking the underlying factor. We go dey blame our children without knowing whether when they reach school they put them for back of class, or they not even let them enter class. They always punish them, they always pick on them, they put them for the hallway passage, make them stay there with only them for one table, punish them from morning till night. When we go pick them, teacher go tell us say na so he stubborn, na so he fight this, na so he fight that. Meanwhile, when other children go beat your own pikin, they not go talk. When your own do one thing, they go carry am, later they go diagnose and say na so he get this, na so he dey hyper, na so he dey the other one. The pikin no go get rest of mind, take concentrate to read for school. All those ones na propaganda to make our children back off from school. And then when they reach us, we as parents, we too go come put our own African discipline, we'll come put our own African blame, we'll come insult the pikin how he dey useless, how he not supposed, how he not dey where he mate dey, wetin hard for this ABCD wey he no fit read. Na so they always dey complain. Teacher dey always complain about am. You no know say that teacher na racist. Na how your pikin no go take go school again. And all those things go come make pikin dey get trauma. The pikin no go fit tell you wetin he dey see, because if he tell you, you go blame am. You know, instead of you to listen as a parent, to understand, say okay, make I listen to my pikin now. No, we go continue to blame the children. So you see that the way to raise a child, a black child in this part of the world, na full topic wey I go talk about, especially my experience as a mom in Europe while I lived in Europe. So na wetin I go like to share with people, so that upcoming mothers too, they go learn. So yes, so we children, they go through mental illnesses. A lot of things they happen to their mind. They're not they happy, they're sad. So the only way they fit take express what they do then, not to become aggressive, not to become rebellious. When you try to tell them, so you know they understand, that they try to tell you. So when they grow rich one extent, they will come to use hand to talk. To talk, especially if na mama they dey with the woman, they go start to use hand they talk, because they don't say come on, I go beat the hell out of this woman. She not they understand. She they make my life more difficult. And when it go difficult for her, so when I reach outside, it go difficult. And you don't know whether a friend they bully am. You don't know the kind of life where they live for outside. So mental illness, there are a lot of things where our children they go through, where we parents we get to look. You know, we get to be cautious when we talk to our children, so that they don't go come they revolt. They don't come they use aggressiveness as the only way to be able to express themselves. Okay? Another thing, like I said, the blame culture for bad parenting and shame, where they make parents not to speak up and then keep the abuse secret without seeking the necessary help that they need. So you see, when parents not they speak up, they're not they shame, because say people go blame them, say they not take care of their children well. Now because they be bad parents, they make their pikin they behave like this. All those things too, they make the pikin to continue to they maltreat you, because you not cry out, make people come ask am, say wait till your mama cause on your body where you want kill am. You not seek for help. Okay, so it go make the abuse to continue. Another thing again, that children lack respect for their parents. You not teach your children when they're small how to respect you. You no put them for the track to tell them say this na wetin mommy fit tolerate and wetin mommy no fit tolerate. You no get rules and regulations for your house. You let everybody dey behave as if they dey Babylon. Everybody dey do as they like. You no get that time to say no. This na my rules. Na me be the queen of this house. If you no do certain things like this place no go contain me and you. You no put those laws to tell your children and teach them the way to respect you as a parent. So another big factor where they cause this kind of parental abuse and where they make children come grow up, they beat their parents. Now family breakdown and divorce. You see, family breakdown and divorce, it affect children in a lot of ways, even if parents still say divorce just about only them. I have said it one time in one other of my video when I talked about single mothers, So that idea of say, okay, you and your husband, una want divorce, una get family, children grow up to see their papa, see their mama every day. All of a sudden, they live with this one for Sokoto, live with the other one for Abuja. Or Toronto, they live with one for Vancouver. And then, then they share them. The children know that they're happy. When they dey with their father go talk bad of their mother. When they dey with their mother, they do one little thing, the mother go swear for the father, your idiot father, your bad head father. The same thing with the father, go swear for the mother. All those things, the children, they suck them in. Wait till say they enter, not be grand, they enter ears. And when they enter ear, it go brain. Then when it go brain, their body go come dey function according to wetin their brain they tell them. Okay? So children, they put all those things for ear. And then when they be boys, they grow reach certain stage, they dey with mommy, and mommy come be that kind one way be say, oh, her body still dey hot like fire. Today go bring this man, tomorrow go bring another man, next tomorrow go bring another man, he go bring this, he go bring this. They begin to na boy child, he go come start to the revolt. He no go lack respect for him mama, he go look him mama, say him mama not be anything to am. Anger, he go dey build, anger go dey build. He go reach one stage where now he don't know say yes. Say get stage when pikin go reach boy. You no go fit beat am again. Even when you go carry wood sef, you go block am, your hand go break. So before you know wetin dey happen, I don rack you, put you for ground, put one of your teeth, put am for ground if papa no dey there to defend you. So a lot of things dey wey dey make children they become very rebellious, make them become very insubordinate, angry, aggressive, and go physical with their parents. So when people, husband and wife, they go through divorce, they get to prioritize the best interest of the child during the divorce. Try to make sure say be waiting, go come be like tug of war. Say, oh, una want kill una self. Husband and wife, we know love not go well again, so we get to die, we get to kill ourselves. You get to go to the extent that our children go know say we dey at war. No, people feel get peaceful divorce for the best interest of the children. They feel still they act as father and mother to the best interest of the children. So all those kind of breakage, it affects children, it affects their life. So next time when people they plan say they won't divorce each other, they get to think about their children first and not about themselves, because children they collect and then act according to what they collect. And the ones who they fit talk, because they know say if they talk you go beat them blue black to stupor, they go quiet, and as they quiet they put all inside their mind, and you know what the person they put inside mind go reach one extent, it go explode, boom. And when he explode, now the one way go fit beat, he go beat. If papa own, say he no get the physical strength yet to take beat him father. Especially if you get father too, we be saying an old G, we no one here. That one will tell, no, pikin no they beat me, I not beat my father. If papa go use blow, put in teeth for grand. So he go carry that power, go meet him mama, beat the hell out of him mama. You understand? So that's something where we get to look into when couples they separate, when love not go the way they plan am. Okay? So another thing where if it cause children to they behave certain ways to the extent they'll go physical with their parents, that gang culture, abandonment, too much work of parents and no time to spend with their children, you can make their children to become radicalized. So when you get pikin, you know they spend time with them, your eye know they reach ground for their body. Not be your fault. I know you they struggle to put food on the table, especially when you are a sole provider mother. Now only you they take care of them, their father is nowhere to be found, and you are not getting the support from their father. Then all of a sudden you find yourself becoming a mother and a father and a caregiver at the same time. They rock two jobs and all, so you don't get time to deal with your children, to play love with them, to give them love, to look who they play with, who they follow, who they visit them, who then they visit, wetin they put for bag come house, whether na you buy am for them, where they for see the money to buy am, you don't know. So and you know kids of these days now, that they find that power, that they find that support, that parental backup, and that rock, you know, that they find them for outside. If they not find them for house, papa no day, mama no day, so they will become father and mother to them, to their themselves, and that will come make them get too much liberty, you know. They'll come get that luxury, that's too much freedom and independence to start acting in certain ways. They don't join gang, you no go know. They go even carry weapon come house where you dey hide them, because your eye not dey reach ground, you no go know. And then all those abandonments, the busy life where people they live for here, children they go don't mix up with different people, and even with the look say okay, maybe at this time they don't even reach 14 16, but remember too, say by the time they did that kind 6 to 10, then they dey radicalized too, because when you dey walk, you dey carry your pikin go drop for certain people wey be say then they sef not fit train their own children. Your pikin go dey copy the character wey you see for that side, how those children dey talk to their own mama, they talk to their own papa. So when you come house from work, you go pick your pikin come house, your pikin go dey treat you the way they see people they treat their mama. You understand? So that make we get to define our who we be in the life of our children. We get to hold our stand, we get to put our legs strong for ground as a parent. Another thing where they make children they become radicalized, now the lack of consequences for bad behavior. You see, when children misbehave, they know they get the consequences of that misbehavior. And then because you as a parent, you don't want their wahala, you don't want their disturbance, you at that particular time you won't get your me time to yourself. So 24/7 cartoon, 24/7 TV, you go on TV down, oh go watch TV, put cartoon where you don't say you like, you go wake in the morning, go watch cartoon, go wake in the afternoon, go watch cartoon, go wake in the evening, go watch cartoon. And then when you reach school, you go become a dullard, because everything where they watch na technology. If not be cartoon, it go be iPad, it go be phone, it go be this. Such children, they know they fit think critically. You know they give them homework, you know they follow them do assignment, you know they look anything where they do. So all those kind of things. And then when they misbehave, instead of you to put consequences for that misbehavior, maybe seize all those things where you buy for them when they say they play. No, instead you will go buy new one to compensate their bad behavior. So that can pikin tomorrow, the day when you not give them, what you just say go happen, it go become problematic. You not fit talk to them. And the day when you come say, okay, what you do so not good, I get to punish you for it. Oh, it's too late already. It's already too late. So you cannot do it that time, because you didn't start doing it on time. You didn't start doing it in the right time. You've already made them to live a life and believe, you know, that there's no consequences for bad behavior. Okay? So that is it. And then when they are growing up, you are telling them, no, you can't go out certain times. They tell you to shut the hell up. And then when you try to restrict them, it goes physical. So, and then another reason is spoiling and giving them everything. Like I said before, when you spoil your children and giving them everything they ask for, even if they misbehave and they do not deserve the gift, you still give it to them. So by the time they grow up, they will grow up to seek for your head. They will ask you for your head. And they will want to take your eyes off your head. If you refuse, it will become a problem. And then they'll become rude and insubordinate and beat the living daylight out of you, because they are used to having it all. You are living for them. Okay? So they believe that everything you have, you should give it to them. When they ask you, you don't have any right to refuse. And so who are you to refuse? So when you try to refuse, you are in a hell of a trouble. Okay? So that's one of the reasons. And some children who were abused in the name of discipline. This is a very vital point I want to raise. There are some children, especially with African parents, who were abused in the name of discipline. You see, because our kids are here, you know, we are Nigerians, we are Africans, But don't forget, the children we have here, they were born here. It is good for us to teach them their culture, to inculcate into them our culture, how we live back home and all that. So they know where they are coming from, they know their history. But do not forget, these children were born here. They have a different mentality. They spend most of the time in school. They were raised here. Their social circle are all people here. So sometimes we have to be cognizant of that, and then have to understand that they are black children, but their mentality is that of here. So you feel be say, oh, they get black skin, but now you go. So the way that they think sometimes is different from the way they think. For school, they don't already colonize them. When they go street, they don't colonize them. So sometimes you see all those our rigid, very strict discipline when we carry come from Africa, especially when we grow up in a place where we say no, you can't F up, otherwise you yourself will be effed. You understand? So when you carry that kind of attitude, come here, say now you want to train your children, is either you yourself, you go end up for jail, or the pikin, when you train and reach one extent, when you don't grow, itself go come dey fight back. Because you no go see you say, you dey train am as a parent, you dey try to straighten am, you go come dey see you as an abuser. He go grow up to hate you for all the things wey you do to am. But you dey do am to am out of love, out of to straighten am. Say with this society, if I not straighten am now, when he grow, he go change. Oh, but guess what? Na two ways. Oh, this training, this discipline, it gets na two-way sword. Okay, so if it go well and if it go bad, you know. So some children, if it grow up to say, when you dey deal with children, you dey deal with youth. When you hear the kind testimonies wey they give, you yourself go sit down on the African level when you don't reach house, or not on the professional level. On the African level, you go say, this one say mama slap am. That be the abuse where they abuse her. This one, this one for come grow for the house where me grow. When they go tell you to move, you not move, they go break your head. And yet we not to say our papa abuse us. We not to say our papa abuse us. That disciplinarian, when you get soldier father, where say move, who born you to see the waka? You go start to run. When they spit for grand, they go say go buy something come. You go dey run before that spit dry to come back. But for you, not be like that. Oh, all those kind of discipline where they say not do this, not do that, they go grow, can't hate you. They go grow. If they reach 3 or 4, you born there, they go connive together. They see you as devil. They're going to see you as a wicked woman, wicked man. Okay? So when they grow, they go to say, okay, now their own time to pay you back for all those things when you they do to them, when you say not discipline. To them, you were abusing them. They go even grow, can they go group meeting, can they go see psychologists, they go even come see people like us, counselors, social workers, where they go tell us that so their papa abused them, their mama abused them. You know? So we need to be very careful because of the cultural clash. You now, African parents, you born them here, not mean say they be 100% African. You born them, not mean say they be 100% African. So we get to be cautious how we too, as our children they grow, we too get to grow with them. So we get to know when to bring our African culture in and when to use the good culture from this part of the world, add and join, so that we not go end up on old day alone. Because these children, all those discipline, most of them, they don't grow up to say no, now abuse our parents, they abuse us, all these African parents. So all those things too, they make children, when they grow, they go feel say, okay, this is not their time to fight back you not get anything to tell them. Now as they like, now they go treat you, whether you like it or not. Go hang. If you not fit, go hug transformer. You know, consign them. Okay. So another thing where they make children, they go to that physical level because they abuse their parents too. Fit be children not having the right role models in their lives while they are growing up. So you see a lot of children, they don't get role models so they go feel look up onto. When they grow up, say, okay, my mom na nurse, or my mom na social worker, my mom na doctor, my mom na lawyer, or my daddy na this, my daddy na businessman, or this. So when they grow up for where men, they wake up every morning, go find wetin they want thief. They won't go do fraud. They won't go rob. Wake up in the morning, just sit down, just they take substance. They take substance from morning till night, they high on something. So what do you expect? When they grow up, now they go be too. They go believe so, oh, black man or black pikin not supposed to be police commissioner, police officer. You're not supposed to be pilot. You're not supposed to be a physician. You're not supposed to be a scientist. So it depends on how, you know, you raise them and the area where they grow. Nobody for their life where they feel look onto. When they misbehave, you feel call. Say, I beg, come help me talk to my young son, or I beg, come help me talk to my young daughter. Somebody like a role model who go feel come talk to them. Where be say he put himself too for that right position to be able to advise another person. Because you know, say to advise them here, then they say go look down on you from head to toe first to weigh you who you be to advise them. So when you they come with some kind level of education, some kind level of class where you put yourself, where not be mago level, or all those wuru things, then they listen. Okay. So when children don't get role models, where they go feel emulate, where they go feel copy, if they make children they go astray. If they make children they go astray, they go start to copy what they see for TV, which is the gang banging, all those movies, you know, rape culture. They go start to come house, come they practice all those things with their parents. So, and their parents don't come fit talk, because these children grow up in certain ways, so they know say, okay, this is not how they hold gun, this is not how they hold grenade, this is not how they hold this. So what do you go fit do when you get to that extent? Because these children were not having a role model, and you too as a parent, you not put yourself in that way. You they do certain things where you're not supposed to do in the presence of your children. And then when the children don't grow up, they don't know any other way than violence. Because where then they go play too, they see those people too will not get culture like us. They beat their own mama. So when they come house, then they say won't come beat their mama. So sometimes you get to draw the line. You get to teach your children how to respect you. Anyways, you get the mama where they beat. You get the kind mama where they beat. So I still trust my African sisters where still they on top of their game. Even say na them they take care of the children alone, and if some of them they raise boys like me, I know say some they on top of their game. You get the kind mama where where pikin they get up say he won't come beat. You understand? I know say they say na mama breast pikin till they play, not be all breast. Oh no, some breast that they packet and well, the pikin not go see and take play. And if he f up, if he do anyhow, he go see anyhow. So all these things where they talk, now some of the things where they cause them, where children they go out of track. Okay. So another point again, now their treatment may be a revenge. So you see, when children start to behave in certain ways to their parents, they're very wicked, they show that I don't care attitude, treat you so badly to the extent you feel psychologically abused and all that. Some of them, they take them as a revenge or punishment for something where their parents do to them when they're small, and many other things. Okay, so my lovelies, with all these causes, identifying and admitting there is a problem is the first step to finding solutions if you are being abused by your own child or your children. Okay, there is no need for you to keep something as ugly as abuse a secret, especially when it is done to you by your own children. You need to look for solution fast. check for underlying factors and how to look or get for how to look for solution, and how to get solution. Okay, you need to critically examine your children's behavior on time and then determine if it's acceptable or if it crosses the line of abusiveness. You get where parents, you as a parent, you get to tolerate some misbehavior of your children because you feel say, okay, I don't know what to make and they do like this, I don't know why they do this. Put them into prayers, bring God in, pray. After say you've done all your best and you say, okay, this is not normal, you pray. But when you look and say, no, this pikin, he don't dey pass the line, he don't dey cross the line of abusiveness. This is no longer saying a person cause am to ram or na one thing or the other. Then you as a parent too, you got to wake up. You got to stand your ground and say enough. Because as a parent, you must put or draw a line, like I said, that cannot be crossed by your children, regardless of the situation. And you must make them understand that there are consequences for certain behavior, and those consequences must be observed if something go wrong. So you must have rules and regulations, and you must make them understand that if you do certain things, this is how you're going to pay for it. So you don't just come and think you want to act up and then there is no consequences under this roof. It's not happening. So when you do certain things, be ready for the consequences, because consequences are going to come. You must make them understand that from early age. So the earlier you act as a parent when you are abused, the better. Remember, my lovelies, my people, the bent tail of a dog cannot be straightened. Okay? You need to define yourself early, what you stand for, and what you can take or tolerate, and what you cannot take as a parent. Okay? You need to draw the line. You need to define your stand, who you are. Everything is not harshness. There are ways you can enforce discipline even with love, but you don't have to miss it. There is time to love and there is time for consequences. When you misbehave, I will do this. When you do good, I will do this. And in between, if you are good, you will get treats. So I'm not going to compensate you for bad behavior. That's not happening. Okay? So you need to define yourself as a parent, and then we know say na God, na Baba God, na they guide everybody, they guide our children for us, and we as human beings, but my dear, start to walk the walk early. Start to do the work early, so that when they grow, they're not going to change into something where you, even as a parent, not will come recognize and come they regret later, especially for this part of the world. We know say we too, our parents train us to certain ways, and when we grow, we start to live the life where we want. But then, before you reach that life where you want, they don't straighten you. And the straightening way they give you, they help you for the life where you live now. Okay? So, we get to do our diligent duty as a parent. So, my dear, you not kill your papa or kill your mama. So, I beg you, not allow pikin to kill you. I don't see where even 6 years old boy, 10 years old boy, they beat their mama here. I don't see them. So my people, if you no kill your papa and your mama, not let pikin kill you, okay? No ever think to say now your fault 100%, I make pikin they behave in certain ways. No ever think like that. Say because of saying now your fault, then you no go talk, you go hide. No use another person pikin they compare your own. Try to do your best. Try to do your best as a parent. Okay? But one thing where I want to tell you, if you be woman or you be man, all kinds of abuse should not be tolerated. Even say na your pikin wey you born with your body as a woman, do not hide it. Seek help. No abuse should be taken lightly. A lot of children don't kill their parents. So we don't see for video where pikin grow up boy cut him mama head, behead him mama, carry him mama head, draw the hair on top of the head, carry am go police station with blood, everything. They tell them say na he kill him mama, see him mama head here. They go house, na the body they go see. So we don't see a lot of those. No wait till they kill you. They think say, oh, Nigerian culture. No, Nigerian culture, African culture, no, they work too much with these children here. Oh. They learn the culture, but you not be 100%. So you need to be very careful. You need to be very cautious. You need to know when to merge both. You need to know how to be in between. You need to know how to love, when to discipline, and how to discipline, so that the discipline to know come fall back at you later, or they'll come to say that discipline when you give them abuse, oh, now you spoil their life. So you need to try to understand how children they grow up here, say different from how they grow for that side. So if you see say the thing don't they pass your hand, your power not fit carry am again, and you think say as a mother or as a father or as a couple or parents, you are doing all the best that you can within your capabilities, within your capacity, but you see and say no, you know they work. Seek help. Okay, seek help. Seek for help. Talk come out. You talk come out. Find some people where you know say okay, they fit still talk to her. Okay, seek help. No keep am to yourself. Keeping it to yourself, they make and they flourish. They make the abuse to continue. You need to seek help. No hide am. No think of the blame or one thing. Seek help. Okay, and seek help fast. Oh, no wait till water don't pass Gary. Okay. So once again, my people, I am being unapologetically a woman. So always remember that this is a woman's place for changing all that is no longer acceptable. And if you are not part of the solution, you are the problem. So my lovelies, I thank you all once again for joining me. I thank you for listening. I thank you for your patience, for your follow, for your likes. I thank you for inviting your friends, for sharing the video, for your subscription. Please continue to follow me on the Never on My Watch page in Facebook, and then on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Unapologetically a Woman. And then you can go to the website www.neveronmywatch.ca. Go there to register as a member. Join the movement. Together we can make changes in all the things that affect women, girls, and children in our society. So I thank you all so much for your support, and I will see you all again soon. Thank you, my dear. Mwah. I love you all. Thank you for being there and for listening. Kindly share this video, okay? Share and share so that someone can listen to and gain one or two things from it, okay? Thank you, my darlings. I'll see you all again soon, okay? Bye bye. Peace. Bye bye, my dear. God bless you all.